Good morning, my flavor lovers. It is Tuesday in New York in my kitchen, which means it's the time to jump into seeing some tasty dishes that we have created here in the Queen's Curry Kitchen. If you don't know me, my name is Nupur. I live in New York and I'm the owner and chef at Queen's Curry Kitchen. It's a meal delivery service which is plant-based and we specialize in home-style Indian food. I also teach culinary classes and you can learn any of these dishes that you see on my live videos. And you can take a class with me, you can learn all these things. Other than that, I love to come on the live and give value in terms of sharing my passion for plant-based food. And I would be very happy if there were some of these recipes that you tried and if it brought something new to your table, something that you didn't try before, or then you can just say, hey, you know, this is exactly how we make it at home. So good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Sushma ji, good morning. Hi Melanie, good morning. Oh well, good evening for you, Melanie, right? Not good morning. So today we have quite a lineup and I decided to do something very seasonal. So I'm going to start with the first seasonal dish. Let me put on my mask before I go near my food. Hold on one second. Kind of hard to do it with one hand. Okay, so we were talking about, hi Lauren, oh my God, how are you, my love? It's good to see you. Okay, so two things that we've never done before. One was a pumpkin dish that I have not done in the season yet. And look at this. This is how it looks. It's a pumpkin curry. And this is a Japanese pumpkin. And this curry is made with coconut milk, curry leaves, a little bit of sugar, some tamarind juice. I mean, this is actually what it looks like without the pumpkin being added, right? Check it out. How luscious and creamy. This is 100% vegan. And it's so delicious. It has ginger juliennes, it has mustard seeds, it has cumin seeds. It's so flavorful. Hi Tim, good morning. How are you feeling? And then this is the Japanese pumpkin that I've used. So I've cut it into cubes and chunks and then I like to boil it. And then I use it for a variety of things, right from making pumpkin curry to making pumpkin soup. So I've actually boiled a lot more. My mom actually likes to keep them whole and she undercooks them. I like them a little bit destructured and, you know, softened. So this is what they look like in the curry. And it's a very creamy feel. It's so good. Oh my God, I cannot even explain to you guys. If I could make one thing for somebody to really define the season, it would be a pumpkin curry. And also with Diwali and everything, a lot of the festive things that happen in the Hindu calendar, a lot of times pumpkin curry dishes are actually kept at the altar for making the food offering to our gods and goddesses. Let me show you what an altar looks like. Hold on. You see that? That's what a temple altar, like a prayer altar looks like. There's candles, there's always incense. And so when the food offering is made to the gods and goddesses for the prayer, then it's usually pumpkin is supposed to be one of the very revered vegetables. Pumpkins or gourds, potatoes, these kind of things are always put up at the service of the altar when we offer the prayers. Okay, one other thing that we always do nowadays is quinoa. This is a quinoa upma. So quinoa has been boiled with salt and ginger juliennes, and then into that we add curry leaves, saute some vegetables, lots of ginger goes in, cumin seeds go in, turmeric goes in, and you can see today we did peas and bell peppers and onions. So it really depends on the season. Sometimes we do cabbage. It all depends. Also today we are using this plant-based chicken in our noodles. So that's something new that we're doing, which I've pretty much never done in the past. Let me show you what the noodles look like. And then these are gonna get tossed in together with the noodles. These are our famous Hakka noodles. I think people can never get enough of them. Every time I say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to make noodles for a while, I get requests like, when are you going to make the noodles again? So here we go. So these are the noodles that we make. There is a detailed video on my YouTube channel where I tell you all the tips and tricks of getting the noodles exactly like the way they have it in the stores. But see, they're not coated in oil. Like if you look at these noodles, the only oil that's visible is the sesame oil, which is added as a finishing touch. Hi Shalini, good morning. Okay, so that's something that is added in the end, but it's full of vegetables. So if you have picky eaters at home, this is a really great idea to sneak in the vegetables. The next dish that we did today was cabbage poriyal. Now in a typical poriyal, you would also add freshly grated coconut I don't add freshly grated coconut in my meal delivery box only because coconut tends to ferment very quickly. And if you are not going to eat it the same day, then it can really change the taste and texture of the dish, and it can go bad very quickly. So I just do it without the coconut. But if you're a coconut lover, definitely add desiccated coconut and what have you. So the lentils are actually first sauteed with, you see these little yellow dots? Those are lentils that are first sauteed with mustard seeds, ginger juliennes, and lots of curry leaves. This is a dish from the southern part of India. And sometimes when I have gatherings at home, I also serve this as a warm salad. I just don't cook it as much. You see how it's kind of well cooked? When I serve it as a warm salad, I don't cook it as much. I just saute it very quickly and then remove it from the flame. Try to use not the round cabbage, but try to use the flattened green cabbage. Oh, quinoa upma. Okay, Shalini, I don't roast the quinoa at all. I just boil it in my instant pot, and if you have an instant pot, then the ratio of quinoa to water is the same. So in this case, I had to make 5 portions of quinoa. So I took, let's say if you're taking this container to measure your quinoa, just put equal parts of quinoa to water and then pressure cook it for 1 minute on manual setting if you have an instant pot. If you're gonna boil your quinoa on the stove top, then cook it exactly like rice. Some people like to rinse off the water. I usually don't do that, but I like to wash my quinoa. Good morning. I like to wash my quinoa really well, and then I make the tempering on the side. I don't like to put it all in there. Sometimes when I have to cook for a toddler or a baby who is just starting to eat, then I usually do like a quinoa khichdi. So I boil the dal and the quinoa together, and then I make a tadka of ghee and cumin, and that's it. So depending on who it's for, you can really take it any way you want. But I personally feel like when you do the quinoa separately and then oh, you have an instant pot. Okay, so yeah, just 1 minute is when you need to do it, and just leave it there for a natural pressure release. So don't do the quick pressure release. Put it in for 1 minute on an instant pot, equal quantities of quinoa and water, and then it's a 1 minute pressure release. Okay, so yeah, that should work. And then just create the tempering on the side or in the same pot. Like just create the tempering first, remove it, and then add the quinoa and the water, and then before serving just toss everything together. It's really good because you can eat this as a cold salad. You can also eat it as a warm grain bowl, and you can add like your curry or whatever on top, and then add more crunchy crispy vegetables or seasonings on top, or you can add pumpkin seeds and really make it more hearty. So it's all up to you how you want to play with that. Hi Bindu, good morning, how are you today? So Shalini, definitely give it a try. For all the people that are tuning in right now, I am going to just give you a little bit of a teaser. Tomorrow I'm going to go live and I will make a cranberry ginger chutney, which is actually the perfect pairing with any of your Thanksgiving snacks or hors d'oeuvres or appetizers. You can use it as a dipping sauce. You can actually slather that on a brick of brie cheese and then bake the whole thing. So I'll teach you all the variations, but it's a very easy peasy chutney, and it has some familiar Indian flavors, but it's of course cranberry, so we have to do a salute to the season. Okay, so jumping right back into the other dishes that we made today, we have Bengal gram with bottle gourd. It's called Lauki and chana dal. This is a classic combination that does not happen in very many homes, but it's more of a dish that's made in Bihar. It's made in UP. Those are certain parts of the country where it's made. And then so I basically boil the bottle gourd and the chana dal together. Chana dal is Bengal gram, and then it becomes really homogeneous like that. And then the tempering is of course only tomatoes, garlic, ginger, and curry leaves, mustard seeds, lots of cilantro, lots of turmeric. I cannot even tell you how aromatic this is. I always use asafoetida in my lentils and my beans because it makes them easy to digest. So this is already done. The next dish that we have today is lobia masala, which is the black eye beans. If you're from the south of America, like if you live in the southern states, you know that black eye beans are usually cooked on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something. Well, we don't do that in India. We cook it whenever we feel like it. But this is really the curried lobia masala. And you can see this again is a tempering of ginger and garlic. You can see there are bay leaves, there is cardamom, there is cloves, there's cumin, there is Indian curry powder, there is dry fenugreek herbs. So it's a very comforting thing. And sometimes also when children are little, what mothers will do is they will boil these beans with just salt and turmeric and then put them in the high chair with these little peas. But then make sure that your child is able to, and they're mushy, so they can actually press it between their fingers and they can pinch it and then they eat it. So children like to keep themselves busy by eating this, right? The third dish that we did, you're seeing so many curries today, not so many dry dishes, but a lot of curries, only because it's so cold in New York. You definitely want to dig your face into a pot full of curry. This is the peas with the mushroom curry. You can see it's nice and rich. It's very decadent. You can see that it's quite rich. And again, lots of whole spices to add flavor to this. Onions, tomatoes, lots of mushrooms. So sometimes if you have a paneer lover in the house, you can do the same dish without the mushrooms but make it into a matar paneer. If you have someone who doesn't like paneer or mushrooms, you can make aloo matar the same way pretty much. Nothing changes. Okay, so that's that. So those were really all our dishes that are happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we already packed a few. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing? Oh, the pumpkin. Yes, I showed you all 6 dishes today. So that's what is on the weekly menu this week. I hope it gave you some inspiration so that if you want to make a plant-based meal in your home, you don't have to go too crazy. Also, sometimes after the live, when you feel like, oh, I forgot what she made and I'd love to make something from that in my home. Tim, you're so sweet. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. You're just so kind with your words. I have to tell you guys, stay tuned for Black Friday, because during that time I'm going to do a new book drop every single day. So there will be a new book drop on on Friday. There will be a new book drop on Saturday. There will be a new book drop on Sunday, and there will be a new book drop on Cyber Monday. All those books are instantly downloadable and they are going to go at a very, very low price, but that pricing will only be valid for that day. So do not miss out. Hang in there. I will be going live several times a day during the Black Friday weekend. So any questions you have, also when you go to your Thanksgiving parties, bring home the leftovers. I will do a leftover series based on the things that you want to see, okay? So I will show you how to make a cheesy jalapeno and potato paratha. I will show you how to make handheld apple pie paratha with salted caramel. I will show you all of that. Just bring home the leftovers, okay? So even yes, absolutely, Tim. Let me know. Let me know. Hi, Shafali. Good morning. I think this is your first time here, so welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. We just did a tour of the kitchen, and hey, look at my nails. Look at these Queen's Curry Kitchen nails. I did it for an event. Like, it's so crazy. I never do crazy stuff, but like, not to my nails, but repping the brand, it's called. I figured if I'm going to do a public event, that was at the Flushing Town Hall, right? So it was a Diwali celebration. I was wearing my chef coat. I had to keep my mask on at all times. My pants were, of course, black. My shoes were yellow, obviously. So I figured, if I have to rep my brand somehow, like, how am I going to do it? And so this is what I thought about. I need to get over it. Diwali's over, you guys. You too, Tim. Have a good day. Stay warm out there. So yes, if you are struggling to, figure out easy stuff that you want to take to potlucks for Thanksgiving, you should really tune in tomorrow for the chutney recipe. I'm thinking it's going to be around noon, but just stay tuned. I will try to send you a notification way before that so that you don't miss out on it. And in any case, if you do miss it, go back into my page, watch the replay. It's all there for you. I want you to make the most of it. It's not about whether you take my class or whether you buy it's really not about that. I want you to experience flavor at a different level, which is why I keep encouraging you to try different flavors. Ask me questions if you have any suggestions, or if you want me to make something on the live. I'd love to come live and make that with you. So tomorrow we are going to do the cranberry ginger chutney. For that, you're going to need fresh cranberries. You will need fresh ginger. You will need cumin seeds. You will need a little bit of oil. You will need 1 orange, you will need some apricot jam or orange marmalade, and you will need brown sugar, raw sugar, white sugar, or jaggery to your taste, and a little bit of black salt. You will also need some dry mango powder. So that's the net of it. I don't want to give away too much, but if you want to cook along, then drop me a PM after this live so that I can send you an entire list of things that you must have on hand. And also, I feel like I don't say you should have each and every component that's listed on my recipes, because if you don't have it, you can't make the most of it. I'm really not that kind of a chef. I always encourage cooking by intuition. So it's not that if you don't have cheese, you can't make pizza. There are so many ways to make different things. So don't be discouraged if you don't have a thing or two. It's quite okay. We don't always have a pantry full of ingredients, and it's quite all right. But definitely give it a try. Hang in there. Sometimes try to cook along with me. It's really super duper easy, and it's fun, and it's so hands-on that you can ask all the questions. And all the live videos are obviously free, so you can definitely hop on. If you watch me for entertainment, I don't think I'm that entertaining, but you know what, if you think I am, then I guess I am. So I hope you learned something from my videos. I hope it gives you some encouragement to try to replicate something or feel inspired, or you know, say like, hey, you know, I never thought I could do pumpkin as a savory dish. I always thought pumpkin was for dessert. So hey, now you know, right? Also in the holiday season, please do not forget those families that are a little less fortunate than you. Sometimes there are families who are just struggling to put food on the table, and if you feel like a home cooked meal can really spark some joy in their life, definitely reach out to me. We do take donations for families that you would like to sponsor. You don't have to know them. Also, if you know a family where there's a surgery happening, or someone's going through a cancer treatment, or someone's a COVID patient and they're really unable to take care of themselves or their family's needs regarding food, and you know, they cannot cook, they cannot go into the kitchen, let me know. We are always feeding COVID families and families of patients for free, and it's really endless till the family themselves say that, hey, you know, I am all better now, so please, you can stop the service. So in case you know anybody, definitely reach out to me, send me a DM, and I'll be happy to bring them food. If they live in Queens, if they live in Manhattan, as long as they are in my delivery zone, I will be able to provide them with free home style meals, which are plant-based like you saw. So if you live in Manhattan or in Queens and you yourself would like a free taste, then definitely hit me up and let me know. I will create a sample box for you that you can pick up. There is no obligation. Samples are always free, but there is no delivery on the samples. It's just pick up only. Hello Prem, hello Veena Kanaji, how are you? Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. We just did a wrap up. Just a quick recap, I just want to tell you all the dishes that we made today. I did show everybody what it was. I will be putting pictures of all the dishes that we did as well in a little while, once they get plated and boxed. So today we did chana dal lauki, which is Bengal grams with bottle gourd, tempered with curry leaves and tomato. Then we also did a cabbage poriyal, which is cabbage sauteed with chana dal and curry leaves. We did Hakka noodles with impossible chicken, which is totally vegan. We also had lobia masala, which is black eye bean curry. Then we had a mutter mushroom curry, which is again another hearty curry dish made with peas and mushrooms. And we had a pumpkin curry. So lots of curries today, not so many dry dishes, only because it's super duper cold in New York and you really want that comforting bowl of curry. So that's what we did today. You know, I would love to give you another tour, but now they started mopping the floor, so I'm pretty much stuck wherever I'm sitting. I cannot move anymore. I do want to thank you for joining me today on the live. And I hope that you will come back. Like I said, tomorrow I will do a cranberry ginger chutney, and it will have the components of the season, but it will have an Indian twist to it, what we call in Hindi desi tadka. So it will have an Indian twist to it. You can definitely take it to your potlucks. You can make it in a big batch ahead of time, because cranberries are really all over the place right now. So go get your hands on some cranberries, and we will do that. Then the following day I will do cranberry pani puris. So we will do pani puri shots with cranberry juice filling, but we will do our variations to the cranberry, and we will spice up the cranberry juice. So that'll be a nice spritzer shot along with the pani puri. So lots of seasonal things are coming up. Stay tuned to this this page, and if you haven't followed it or shared it or liked it, feel free to do that. If you'd like to try your free chana masala download and you'd like to make that recipe for yourself, go ahead and head over to my website, queenscurrykitchen.com. There is a free chana masala recipe for everybody to download instantaneously. As soon as you submit your email, it goes immediately to your inbox. It's the simplest chana masala recipe, so if you're one of those people who's always been afraid of embracing flavors that are foreign to you, head over to the website. It's the recipe from my book, The Vegan Indian Home, but it's available to each and every one of you to give it a try. Is it an authentic Indian recipe? No. Does it have an Indian inspiration? Yes. Is it easy to make? Yes. Can I find the ingredients in a supermarket? The answer to all that is yes, yes, and yes. So I'd be very happy. So, you know, I encourage you, be blissful, be flavorful, be safe out there. It's super duper cold. So I hope you have something warm to eat. I hope you have a roof over your head, and I hope you have someone to give you a hug and hold you close. And if you don't, come over to New York. I will give you a big hug because I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support all the time. Don't forget to download the free chana masala recipe and catch me tomorrow when I make the cranberry chutney. Hi Laurel, how are you? I'm so happy to see you here. Welcome. So tomorrow I will catch you guys. We'll make the cranberry chutney together. It should be at noon EST, which is New York time. Do not miss out. If you want to make it with me, send me a PM right now or drop it in the comments below so that I'll be able to send you a list of ingredients that you need to have on hand so that we can actually make it together. How cool is that, right? I will see you soon. Another video. Until then, keep rocking. Be blissful, be flavorful, count your blessings this holiday season, and don't forget to pray for those that are a little bit less fortunate than you. And all the money that you're spending, save a little bit for those that you can pay it forward to, right? So a little bit of kindness goes a long way. I hope you will practice that. I'm sending you a lot of love this holiday season for you and yours. I will see you soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.